Bad luck, illness, poverty, or even worse, fate. These are the most common outcomes when it comes to dealing with cursed objects. Unfortunately, these aren't enough to keep enthusiasts away, as cursed objects have always attracted people who enjoy the spooky side of life. All of the items on this list in one way or another have been reported to be possessed by evil spirits or ghosts or paranormal beings and other supernatural entities. In fact, it's been reported that those who've owned those items in the past have either gained terrible luck that's resulted in their demise, or they've pawned it off to another poor soul. What are some of these objects you should definitely avoid owning or even avoid just looking at in person? Well, here are 7 creepy cursed objects that you should never touch.
7.
Ko-ai-no. His favorite chair, so it would make sense for him to have one last drink in it. Well, there was a little more to his request than met the eye. While sitting in it, he allegedly cursed it, saying, quote, "Death shall come swiftly to anyone that dares to sit in my chair." Since then, the chair has claimed many lives of those who have dared to sit in it. The chair is now put on display at the Thirsk Museum, but to prevent occupancy, it is hung from the ceiling. 4. The Real Annabelle. Yes, so that film about the cursed doll, based on a true story. Crazy, right? Well, this one is actually one of the more famous examples when it comes to cursed objects. Even if a film wasn't made about this doll, it would still be well known for the curses it possesses. So unlike the film version of the doll, which was a design of its own, the real version of Annabelle the doll is a Raggedy Ann doll that's haunted, according to self-proclaimed demonologists Ed and Lorraine Warren. According to the legend, the doll is possessed by the spirit of a girl who is no longer of this world. The doll allegedly changes positions, writes messages, and performs other paranormal things. It's said to be so dangerous that Annabelle the doll now, to this day, currently resides in a glass box at the Warrens Occult Museum in Monroe, Connecticut, with a sign on the box that clearly states to those visiting to not open or even touch the case.
3.
The Anguished Man painting. Now, who remembers that old painting of the crying boy that was in almost everyone's homes back in the 1970s that caused houses to burn down? Which now, when you think about it, is a bit ridiculous. That's like saying most house fires are caused by sinks because every home has one. Well, anyway, getting off track. Here we have something that's way more cursed than the crying boy painting. The Anguished Man was allegedly created by an extremely disturbed individual who mixed his own blood in with the oil paint while painting the piece. Now that alone is disturbing, but the story behind this only gets worse, as when this piece was completed, so was the artist's life, if you get what we mean. The painting is owned by Sean Robinson, who heard strange noises and saw terrifying sights as long as the painting was hanging in his bedroom in his house in Cumbria, England.
2.
Surrey Ghost Car. Next up, we have something that's pretty much accessible to anyone in Surrey, England. Now, it must be said that crashes are extremely common on the A3 highway in England, so it looked like a routine matter when police in Surrey received calls that a car had veered off the A3 with its headlights blazing. To them, it's just another day on the job, but when officers went to investigate, they found no signs of the reported vehicle. Now, you'd think after an initial search that they'd wrap it up and call it a night, especially if there's no signs of a crash. Well, the police continued their investigation, only to find something that sent shivers down all of their spines. Just 60 feet from the reported crash scene and buried in twisted undergrowth was the remains of a wrecked car that had what was left of a young man who, as the police estimated, had crashed there 5 months earlier. Now, what makes this so haunted? Well, it's not so much the car itself, but rather the highway, as multiple witnesses have claimed to have seen this ghostly apparition themselves of the original car crashing. So, though it's technically not a curse, it is a potential risk for those traveling on this road, as history could potentially repeat itself thanks to this distraction.
1.
Screaming Skull of Burton Agnes Hall. Next up, we have the Screaming Skull of Burton Agnes Hall. Try saying that 5 times. This, as you can guess by the name, was discovered in an Elizabethan manor house in the village of Burton Agnes. The Screaming Skull belongs to Catherine Ann Griffith, who passed away in the house in 1620 after being attacked by bullies. Whenever the skull was removed from the house, a terrifying ghost walked in with a tremendous noise and upheaval, scaring the life out of everybody who was in there. And that's our list. Did we leave any out that you know about? Let us know in the comments section below. Please remember to subscribe and tap the bell button so you'll be notified when new videos are uploaded. Thanks for watching.
Don't forget to like us and subscribe for more Elite Facts.